By the way, what is that?
Dog tags.
Anyone you know?
No, never heard the name before. I'll pick my own name, and my own life. I'll find something worth passing on. They taught me some good things, too.
I know. We've inherited freedom from all those who fought for it. We all have the freedom to spread the word, even me.
Snake, what about Olga's child?
Don't worry, I'll find him. Count on it. As long as you keep yourself alive, he's safe.
Do you know where Liquid went?
I put a transmitter on his ray.
Did he head for the Patriots?
Yeah, but I have a feeling they gave Ocelot a bogus location to begin with. Cheer up, we have a better lead. This contains the list of all the Patriots.
But Ocelot took it.
The one we gave you wasn't the real thing.
What?
This virus is coded to destroy only a specific part of GW, namely the information about the Patriot's identity. Which means that there's a parameter coded in here that defines what that information is.
I get it. Analyze the code and you can probably find out where they operate. Count me in.
No, you have things to do first. And people you need to talk to.
Snake?
What's wrong?
Nothing. Can I ask you something? Who am I, really?
I wouldn't know. But we're going to find out together, aren't we?
Oh. Yeah.
See me for what I am, okay?
I know.
Do you remember this place?
Of course. This is where we first met. I remember now.
Hmm?
Today is the day I met you.
That's it.
I think I found something to pass along to the future.
What?
He said all living things want their genes to live on.
Are you talking about the baby?
Yeah. The genes aren't the only thing you pass on. There are too many things that aren't written into our DNA. It's up to us to teach that to our children.
What kind of things?
About the environment, our ideas, our culture, poetry, compassion, sorrow, joy. We'll tell them everything together.
Is that a proposal?
This is for your ears only.
And they lived happily ever after? But that is the end of Metal Gear Solid 2. Very interesting developments here during the last hour or so of the game, which has been mostly cutscenes and a couple of battles. Hope you've enjoyed this journey, viewers. This is a very interesting game. I do like it quite a bit. I don't like it as much as the original game in the series, the first Metal Gear Solid game. But it's a fun game. There's a lot of pretty cool elements. I'm not a huge fan of Raiden as a main character. I do wish you could play as Snake instead of him, but I do enjoy it for what it is. And I know that they did add the Snake Tales elements to the game, which allow you to play some of the big shell sequences with Snake, but I've never actually done that, so I'm looking forward to playing that in the future. Now, I've had a lot of viewers who have asked me to sort of interpret what happened during the end of this game, because some of the information that is sort of spewed by the Patriots and also by Solidus, and then of course the kind of awkward sequence there at the end with Rose, it's confusing. It doesn't make a ton of sense, and it can be hard to follow at times, so I've sort of tried to figure it out on my own playing this game. I've consulted the Metal Gear Solid wiki to get some more information, and basically from what I can gather, it's pretty obvious the Patriots have kind of been behind the scenes throughout the history of the USA, and seemingly from its development. And they've sort of always been manipulating things and kind of deciding who gains control of the country, what values are sort of passed on by the people, and that is because they don't really trust the people. They think most people are mindless, that you can't really trust them with being able to make decisions for themselves that will lead to chaos. And that's sort of worked for them until technology has developed to the point where people are able to get outside of that censorship. So they developed this GW program as a way to kind of control all of this digital information. And it's actually gotten to a point, seemingly, according to the Patriots, where they have digitized their own lives. So they no longer exist, if you believe what they say, in a physical body. They are actually in a realm outside of the physical Earth. And so whether that's, you know, in the digital realm of the internet, online, whatever that looks like. And so they developed this whole program as a way of sort of showing that they could manipulate people into thinking and doing whatever they wanted. So they developed the S3 program, or Selection for Societal Sanity, as a way of creating an exercise to prove that they could manipulate someone into doing whatever they wanted, thinking whatever they wanted, believing whatever they wanted, and that they could deal with kind of any contingencies that might come along that might endanger some of those beliefs or thoughts, etc. So they reenacted the Shadow Moses incident of the first game, using Raiden as sort of the pawn or the patsy to sort of show that they were able to manipulate him. And he basically went along with it. He did everything that they wanted. So in that sense, their program has been a big success. But at the end there, you know, Snake kind of revealed during the final sequences that, you know, it's really been up to Raiden to sort of do all of the things that he did. And the experiences that he had, the thoughts that he had, you know, that was all kind of for his own, even if they were, in a sense, manipulated. Now, I was always confused when I played this game, since, you know, the Patriots GW system or whatever kind of made Rose look very unusual when she was talking with the commander. And then the end there, you know, it's the real Rose. And basically what I've gleaned from that is that the Rose that was communicating with us via codec throughout the sequence, at least during the last part of the game, was not the actual Rose. That was just the Patriots sort of simulating her as a way to try to confuse Raiden. So from the point where she was sort of taken away from Raiden, she said, you know, I'm pregnant, blah, blah, blah. That was no longer the real Rose anymore. It was actually the Patriots kind of trying to manipulate Raiden even more. So it seems at the end there, he sort of accepted Rose, that she basically was not who she said she was, but that she did fall in love with him, seemingly, for whatever reason. And they've decided to kind of make this life for themselves after the events of the end of the game. So now Snake's kind of going off on his own with Otacon. They're going to be searching out the Patriots using that disc with the virus. And Raiden and Rose are going to be making a new life for themselves. Now the end of the game did include some censorship as well, which is interesting considering the whole theme of the game. And that is because of 9/11, the terrorist attacks here in the United States. Hideo Kojima actually cut out some elements at the end of the game. He cut out the displacement of the Statue of Liberty when Arsenal Gear crashes into Manhattan, and also a news broadcast talking about that. And they also cut out a lot of American flags. Now during that last sequence, you may have noticed that Solidus Snake was kind of reaching for a flagpole that didn't really have anything on it, and that is because it originally had an American flag on it. And when he died at the end on the statue, Raiden was supposed to cut the flag and let it fall on top of him, and they figured, you know, that was not in good taste anymore after the attacks, so they cut all of that out. Hideo Kojima also said that he basically changed Raiden's name. Originally it was written in, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, I will probably butcher it, so I apologize if that's the case, but in katakana, and it was written in a particular way to be literally translated as Raiden, but then they changed it to kanji and a different spelling because he said that some people misinterpreted it as Bin Laden for whatever reason. So basically they did go back and kind of change some of those elements. So that is Metal Gear Solid 2. I hope you've all enjoyed. I will eventually be going on to the later games in the series. Metal Gear Solid 3 and 4. I have not actually played those games yet, but I do look forward to enjoying them, and once I have played them and experienced them, I will come back and actually do some walkthroughs for them on my channel. But that will not be anytime soon.
Life isn't just about passing on your genes. We can leave behind much more than just DNA. Through speech, music, literature, and movies, what we've seen, heard, felt, anger, joy, and sorrow. These are the things I will pass on. That's what I live for. We need to pass the torch and let our children read our messy and sad history by its light. We have all the magic of the digital age to do that with. The human race will probably come to an end sometime, and new species may rule over this planet. Earth may not be forever, but we still have the responsibility to leave what traces of life we can. Building the future and keeping the past alive are one and the same thing.
Well, thank you, Snake, for that very philosophical and melodramatic little ending there. He seems to always have something to say once the games are over.
Snake, you there? It's me, I've finished going over that disk.
Did you find the Patriots list?
Of course. It contains the personal data of 12 people. There was a name on it. Snake, it was one of our biggest contributors.
What's going on around here?
I don't know.
Anyway, where are they?
Well, we were right about them being on Manhattan, but
But what?
they're already dead. All 12 of them.
When did it happen?
Well, about 100 years ago.
What the hell?
Well, so much for their lead. But there is my final statistics. Managed to not die any, didn't have to continue any. Couple alerts, killed some people, used, of course, some rations, and saved quite a few times. And my final little stat there is I am my favorite Mortal Kombat character, and that is
Scorpion.
So we'll finish out here with all of the various trophies and, of course, the items unlocked at the end of the game. So thank you for watching, viewers. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and I will see you all in my next Let's Play. So long, and take care.